stumbled in week 1 against Swartz Creek, and the perennial state playoff contenders got off to a rough beginning in the Big 9 Conference. But with wins in week 2 and week 3, they stand positioned to take on the Beecher Buccaneers in a clash for first place in the Big 9 Conference. The Davison Cardinals need a win to stay in the hunt in the Big 9 Conference race, while the Beecher Buccaneers, perfect through 3 weeks, with 3 wins, will have a chance to put some distance between themselves and perennial playoff favorite Davison with a win at Davison tonight.
You are looking at Collins Stadium on the campus of Davison Junior High School. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to week number 4 of the Comcast Cablevision Game of the Week. Tonight's matchup is from the Big 9 Conference as the Beecher Buccaneers take on the Davison Cardinals. Along with Gene Johnson, this is Pat Daly and Gene. This is definitely our game of the year thus far. This is 2 of the high-powered teams in the Big 9 Conference, ready to get it on a beautiful Friday evening.
But it's going to be an exciting game, Pat. You're right. We saw Davison last week, certainly a strong team, and have title aspirations, I'm sure. And then Beecher coming in here undefeated with a powerful offense, scoring more points than anyone else in the conference to date. It's going to be a great game.
Let's set those Big 9 Conference standings for you. Beecher and Grand Blanc are currently tied for first at 3-0, and there's a 3-way tie for third place, and that includes Davison, Flushing, and Powers Catholic, all at 2-1. So if Davison wants to have any part, Gene, of this Big 9 championship, they got to knock off Beecher tonight.
Like we said last week, all they have to do is win the rest of the games, and they'll be a champion of the conference, possibly a co-champion, but they still have a shot.
You got to love the matchup, Gene. Looking at the team scoring and team defense, Beecher is second in team offense throughout the entire Big 9 Conference. Davison has the #1 defense to combat that, so that's going to be very interesting to see the high-powered offense of the Bucks against the big-time defense of the Cards battle it out. But first, before we get your comment, Gene, we'll pause now for the playing of our national anthem. National anthem played by the Davison High School Marching Band. Gene, back to your thoughts now. Beecher, the offense, they got all the guns, and Davison, they got some big fellows on that front four and the linebackers. It's going to be a very interesting matchup, to say the least.
Well, I think it's very important, and I think it's very obvious that Davison has to contain. They have to make Beecher run from tackle to tackle. Once Beecher can break contain, they're very explosive offense. And I've always said, and this is a great example of it tonight, you show me a quarterback at the high school level who's a great who's a great athlete, and I'm going to show you a good offense. And that's what Beecher has in David Rogers. He's a great athlete. He's played since his freshman year. It's his third year as quarterback for Beecher. I think tonight how David Rogers goes, Beecher's offense goes.
Absolutely, and he's gone very fast in these first 3 weeks, leading Beecher to a 3-0 record. Well, also on our broadcast team tonight, Will the Thrill McNeil and Greg Tunnicliffe. They're working the sidelines tonight. What do you have for us, gentlemen, in the pregame?
Thanks, Pat. I'm William McNeil along with Greg Tunnicliffe here on the sideline at Davison. Greg, big ball game tonight.
Well, tremendous ball game. Beecher hasn't been in a position like this in quite a while. Davison, on the other hand, is trying to rebound. They got shocked the first week by Swartz Creek. The last 2 weeks, they've come back. They've beaten Kersley and Clio. They're back in the race now, 2-1, and trying to go for a three-peat.
How exactly does this Davison ball club shape up?
Slightly different than the past. Davison of the past has gone primarily with a ground-oriented offense. This team can throw the football around a little bit. They've got a senior quarterback in Monty Travis and a talented backfield of Trent McFeeters and Mitch Huffman. The defense is ranked number 1 in the conference and must concentrate on stopping David Rogers. The way he goes is the way Beecher goes. They're going to have to bottle him up fast, or it's going to be a long night for the Cardinals.
Taking a look at the Buccaneers from Beecher, as Greg said, as Beecher goes, so goes David Rogers. Rogers had 2 TD passes in week 1, 2 in week 2, and 1 in week 3. And the rest of the offense, the return specialist Rodney Alexander had an 81-yard kickoff return, and always dangerous split in B.J. McCow. Defensively, the Buccaneers have 5 returning starters. The defense is 4th in the conference, giving up only 16.7 points a game for those 3 games thus far. And senior leadership, they have 6 returning seniors. Let's send it back up to Pat and Gino.
Thanks very much, William. Gene, experience is a major factor this time around for Beecher. 14 returning starters, and most importantly, one of the experienced players is at the quarterback position. That's huge.
I tell you what, Beecher, like you said, they have 14 returning starters, but a lot of these ball players played as freshmen. This is an experienced Beecher team. An explosive team. Their numbers are down. They probably have half as many ball players as Davison, which we'll talk about in the fourth quarter. It may make a difference tonight, depending upon how the game goes. But they're great athletes. They've given up some points, just like we've talked about. They've given up some points. Can Davison's offense move the ball on them? I think that's a key.
You got to also tip your cap to the coaching staff of the Beecher Buccaneers, led by head coach Isaac Golson. Last year, things didn't work out too well for him. Had a losing record. I believe it was 2-7. And this year, he's brought the Bucs back, and they've got a lot to be proud of. And it's very early, but this team really has shown big improvements from last year's performance. As you see the players onto the field, Davison in their home maroon and gold uniforms, Beecher in their visiting whites and with the red pants, and there you see Davison head coach Dick DeLodge. And speaking of Dick DeLodge is one of the mainstays here in Genesee County. Year in and year out, Davison sports one of the best football teams in the area. And to say the least, they are a football power as it goes in the state of Michigan. Yeah,
Pat, you know what, though? We have an entire program here. As we listen to the band play and we look down on the track and see, what a large high school band, and the sound coming out. And then we have the cheerleaders and the crowd. It's a full house tonight, and it's a beautiful night as well to play football. But what a great program out here in Davison.
If you were, I think, to look up high school football programs, say in a dictionary of sorts, you might want to put Davison in there, because this is what it's all about. Friday night, beautiful night, full house, the band, just great enthusiasm, not only on the field but in the stands, and this is just great. Well, Gene, we are about set for the kickoff, and I believe Davison will open up with the football, as I see the tee now on the Beecher side of the field. So this is going to be big for Davison. To start it off, you could say, Gene, if you were to put a point spread of sorts on this ball game, it'd probably be even. Beecher with the better record, but Davison, good football team, and they're at home, and they're tough when they play here at Collins Stadium.
Well, I think it's important that Davison get off to a good start, get that offense out there, and get their offense in sync, get down and score, and take some time off the clock. That's what they like to do. Control the football, control the clock. And I think this first series is important for Davison.
Davison has some scores. Looking at the individual scoring leaders in the Big 9 Conference, Mitch Huffman and Trent McFeeters are tied for 6th throughout the entire Big 9 Conference with 3 touchdowns apiece, totaling 18 points. Jason Cashin of Grand Blanc leads the Big 9 Conference with 5 TDs. Looking at Beecher's scoring leaders, James B.J. McCow of Beecher, he's tied for 4th with 3 TDs, and David Rogers, the quarterback, who is the majority of the offense, literally doing the kicking, the point after tries, the field goals, and leading the Beecher offense. And we are getting set to go now in the ball game. Looking back at past performances this year, the first 3 games, record results versus common opponents. Beecher beat Clio 27-26. On the other hand, Davison, after that first week loss to Swartz Creek of 14-6, came back and drubbed Clio 47-2. So that's a good thing for Dick DeLodge. I think they turned it around in a hurry.
Yes, they did. No, and the Beecher score there, another indication of that defense giving up some scores.
Also, the two have met Kersley, both winners. Beecher defeated Kersley 27-17, and Davison beat Kersley, as you saw last week on the Comcast Cable Game of the Week. Defeated Kersley in a tough one at Kersley by a final of 13-7. So, Gene, really, can you match it up that way and saying, okay, these guys beat so-and-so by 10,
No.
these guys beat 7? I mean, does it really work out that
Well,
way?
if we could do that, we say that Swartz Creek beat Davison, so Beecher should have a walkover tonight. No, we can't do that tonight. No, Davison got off that slow start that first game. As far as I'm concerned, one of the biggest upsets, I'm sure, of the entire year as the year goes on. No, let's throw those records, really, throw all the records out right now. And we have 2 great football teams, and they play a different caliber of football. We have Davison ball control, tough defense, and we have Beecher led by a great athlete, David Rogers. We've talked a little bit about him, but I'm sure we're going to talk more the rest of the night. So he's key. Their defense is key. I mean, they cannot allow Davison to do what they want to do on offense.
Last week, Beecher showed off their defense, defeating Powers Catholic at home and beat them 16-9, and they only allowed just 1 touchdown. That was late in the 4th. So Beecher, they got a defense as well. So this is going to be one heck of a football game, and listen to that crowd here at Collins Stadium. They're rooting on their Davison Cardinals, and we're set to go now for week number 4 of the Comcast Cable Game of the Week. Kicking off for Beecher is David Rogers. Back deep to receive for the Cardinals is Paul Allen and Mitch Huffman. And here we go. Ball bounces all the way into the end zone, out of it, and Davison will start from their own 20-yard line to begin the ball game. Now we'll take a look at the Davison offense to set those starting lineups for you. They're led by the quarterback, Monty Travis. There's the tight end, Glanton. The offensive line, Fisher, Nelson, McCrandle, Noblet, Soulier. Torek is the split end. Travis, the quarterback. Soulier, pardon me. The offensive backfield, Huffman, Allen, and Laquia. Here we go. 1st and 10 for Davison from their own 20. Allen, the ball carrier, gets it up over the 20 to about the 21, maybe 22, and that's it. Good job by that Beecher defense. Let's now try and set that Beecher starting defense for you. And they're led by their nose guard, Isaac Miller, Gene, 5'7", 160 pounds. Used to be a safety, and Isaac Golson decided to put him there on the nose guard.
Great quickness and a tough kid. He's going to be important tonight.
Out of the bone they work. And they give us up the middle, and we may have a loose football to start things off here. Let's see who has it. Davison recovers, and a big hush went over the crowd early. Huffman was the ball carrier, and he was lucky there, and no gain, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Cardinals. This is important. I think Davison would like to get a first down so they're not pinned deep in their own territory to punt it away here. Back to throw is Travis. Has time and throws complete.
Uh-oh.
And it'll be a first down for the Cardinals. Completed to Andy Torek, the senior.
Good timing play, Pat. He threw the ball before the receiver even had made his out cut. That comes from practice, discipline, and a darn good quarterback.
15-yard gain on the hookup and a Davison first down at the 36. Wilson, Coleman, Miller, Mason, and Johnson are that front five. The linebackers, Webster, Whitlow, the secondary, Dudley, Booz, Curitan, and Allen on a good Beecher Buccaneer defense. First and 10 for the Cards at the 36. Ball carrier is Huffman, and he gains a couple, bringing it up the middle.
Well, Davison just trying to establish that running game right up the middle. Trap here, trap there. Go with the power football. That's what they like to do. Again, take the time off the clock, sustain the drive. Throw when they have to, and they can throw. We've seen that already tonight in the first pass.
That was the difference last week in their win against Kersley, Gene. When they had to, and they were forced a couple of times to air it out, and Monty Travis has a decent arm. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Ball carrier is Torek. And he gains a couple. Gets it up over the 40. To about the 42-yard line, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 now for the Cards.
No, big down for Beecher's defense now. I mean, they got to keep the pressure on them. If they can stop this drive, get the ball, certainly be in good shape.
Out of the bone they work, have a split left. Travis keeps it this time, and Monty Travis, that play didn't work out so well, and he is stopped, and he might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So Beecher defense, the left side of that defensive line, stood their ground and brought him down.
Led by Isaac Miller at number 21 out there. You say he played safety last year. I wasn't aware of that, but he's doing a job in nose guard tonight. Great quickness in there, and like I said before, tough kid.
Well, Davison's going to punt it away. And back deep for the Bucks is Booz and Allen. And the Buccaneers take it from about their own 27-yard line. Allen, the ball carrier, and gains about 2 yards, and a nice punt by Davison to get it downfield.
Well, Davison's offense came out, picked up 1 first down, was stopped a 2nd first down. Beecher has to be happy. It's kind of a feeling out process right now out there. Now we'll see how the powerful Beecher offense operates. Keep an eye tonight on this quarterback, David Rogers. I tell you what, I've heard nothing but great things about him. I saw him play last year, and I understand he's even better this year, and a great kid on top of it.
First and 10 for the Bucks at their own 31. They're going to throw it out right away. Throwing downfield to a wide open Beecher Buccaneer. That's number 42, Reginald Allen. And hello, the Buccaneers moving right deep into Davison Cardinal territory for a big first down.
Waste no time. Woo. Waste no time.
Rogers, he can run and he can throw, folks, and he's only a junior, 3-year starter. This kid can play. Here's the offense now. McCow's the split in the offensive line. Legrone, Coleman, Whitlow, Talbert, and Mason. Tight end Johnson. Quarterback Rogers. Fullback Taylor. Tailback Randall. And the flanker is Allen. First and 10 for the Bucks now at the Davison 27-yard line. They're going to throw it again. Looking to the end zone and incomplete. Intended to receive is Hassam Dudley. And the coverage there for the Cards by number 41, that's Jason Van Ness.
The Bucks have come out smoking.
Oh my.
Here we go, guys. Just a basic route, just a corner route. Man coverage.
They're not satisfied with the 42-yard completion on their very first play. They went right for the end zone, 2nd and 10. Set that defense of Davison for you on the next play. In motion, Woods. And the give this time is to 33. That's Rico Randall. And Rico gets it inside the 25-yard line to about the 24. Vanessa, the senior, brought him down for the Cardinals. Here's the Davison Cardinal defense. McGlashan, Toman, Evans, Thorpe, and Woods are the front five. The linebackers, McFeeters and Dement, and Vanest, Elizondo, Tiller, and Torak are the secondary. 3rd and 8 for the Beecher Buccaneers. Out of the I formation, 2 wide receivers. Back to throw is Rogers. He's got a man open, and it's caught.
Woo.
B.J. McCow has a first down for the Bucks at about the 5-yard line.
Pat, again, a good throw by the quarterback, Rogers, but I tell you what, that was some soft defense there for 3rd and 8. I mean, it's an obvious pass situation, and gosh, his cornerbacks were very soft on that play. That ball was in the air a long time.
That was a beautiful pattern by McCow. He was wide open right from the get-go, and Rogers threw it right on a needle. 1st and goal for the Bucks at the 5. Up the middle is Rogers. And he has about 1, maybe 2. So it'll make a 2nd and goal. He got more than 2. He got probably about 3 yards on that.
I tell you what, yes, he did.
So we'll spot it at the 2-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2 now for the Bucks.
Beecher's yet to show really what their strength is, the corner play, getting outside the tackles, but this is probably not where they're going to show it. They need just fire off the ball here.
2 receivers to the left. Gives
that they do.
To the tailback, Jerome Taylor, and the Bucks are on the scoreboard in quick fashion. 2 yards out, and they have the lead, 6-0 over Davison. Impressive, huh?
In quick fashion, you're right, Pat. I tell you what, you have to be impressed by that drive. Watch out for the weapons of Beecher.
Man. And what a way to start it off on Davison's field.
Well, you know, Pat,
they
picked up yardage inside the tackles. They went deep with the pass. And like I said, they didn't even use their strongest asset, and that's the corner play, the option play, getting to the outside.
Point after a try by Rogers, line drive, and it's no good. So it's 6:01 of the first quarter here from Collins Stadium. Beecher leads Davison by a score of 6-0.
This huge crowd has sure got quiet, didn't it, Pat?
From the sounds of it, I thought they might have left, but no, they've stuck around.
I tell you what, that is so important for a visiting team to come in a stadium like this that's just packed. I mean, it's loud, people are cheering, and then take that first drive all the way down for the touchdown in that fashion. That's demoralizing for that Davison defense. I'm sure they're going to huddle up and regroup the next time out here.
You hear that week in and week out, game keys. Try to silence the visiting crowd, regardless if it's football or basketball. You always want to get off to a good start, and Beecher has done that tonight, and it is just huge.
Well, what they did is they gave a message, hey, guys, there's no intimidation here. I mean, we're coming out, we're going to throw the football, we're going to run all over this field. I mean, we're not going to be conservative. We're going to score our points. You're going to have to score a few times to beat us tonight.
Huffman and Allen are back deep to receive the kick for the Cardinals. Rogers will kick it off. Davison faithful trying to get behind their Cardinals, bring them right back into this ball game. Ball is taken by Huffman, and Huffman with a very nice return.
Still going.
Still on his feet, pumping them legs.
Good effort.
And what a run. That's the way to do it. All the way up to the 48-yard line.
That gets the crowd back into it, Pat. What he did, he has fouled that wall. They said the blockers had a nice wall. He fouled the wall, and then when he had his opportunity, he just took off and kept his feet driving, legs driving, and picked up extra 10 yards with 6 men on his back.
Ball spotted at the 47, so they call it a 33-yard return, and he earned every yard of that one. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Ball carrier Huffman, and a good job by the Beecher defense. Huffman spun around right from the get-go after he received the football and doesn't get anything at all. That Michael Coleman, coming back from his linebacker position, did the job that time.
Beecher's offensive line from tackle to tackle on that play, every one of their men got beat off the ball that time. The quickness of Beecher certainly worked that time.
Huffman the lone setback. In motion, Torok. Huffman the ball carrier. Up the middle, gets it inside Beecher territory to the 49-yard line. So a gain of close to 4 yards on that run.
Again, Coach DeLodge sticking to his game plan. Hey, guys, there's no need to panic here. We know what we can do, and we're going to do it.
Coleman and Miller on the stop. 3rd down and 6 now for the Bucks. Clock under 4.5 left in the first. Beecher leads 6-0. In motion, Glanton. Travis back to throw. Throws, flag down. And the pass is well short. Nice coverage, and now we've got a flag thrown after the play. And I find that hard to believe if they call that pass interference.
That's a tough call right there. That ball certainly could not have been caught.
Randy Booz on the coverage. Well, we may have offsetting penalties here. Let's see what we got.
We do have a flag at the line of scrimmage. But I tell you what I saw. I saw the nose guard lined up off sides, but they're going to bring it back, so we do have offsetting. If he wasn't, Isaac Miller was very close to being offsides. Yeah.
Procedure against Davison. And then the pass interference against Beecher, so they offset. And we'll replay the whole down here, so it'll be 3rd and 6 still at the Buck 49-yard line.
Well, last week we saw Davison hit the 10 or 15-yard quick outs very well, and I think that's what they need tonight. They threw that ball for a reason. I mean, they're trying to open up their offensive a little bit, but they should stick to what they do best. That's that 10 or 15 quick hit.
Back to throw, Travis. Throws, and ball still in the air, and finally incomplete. Intended for the halfback, Paul Allen, and it hit him right in the numbers, and then squirted out. And the Bucks nearly came up with the interception. There were about 3 Buck defenders over there on Allen.
Good throw. The throw was there by Travis. Got to catch the ball with the hands. Don't let it come in and hit the pads, and that time that's what happened.
And the Bucks now are forced to punt. McFeeters will punt it away. And Booz.
Uh-oh.
And now we've got a loose football recovered by the Davison Cardinals. Misplayed by one of the returnmen for the Bucks. Kicked it. And right there was the Davison Cardinal to fall on it. And what a big break for the Cards. Well, that's a way to get right back into it after your offense doesn't do the trick special teams, and that always plays a major part each Friday night. Well, it did so far early in this ball game.
You always wonder coming into a big game like this, how the mistakes are going to really hurt you. There's going to be mistakes, there's going to be penalties, but how are they really going to affect the team? And that hurt Beecher right there, and so did that.
Yep. Looks like they were drawn off. Offsides. It looks like it's going to be against Beecher.
I want to tell you something, Pat. As good as Beecher's offense is, you cannot continue to make mistakes on defense because Davison will make you pay.
Let's take a look now at the replay here of the botched punt return by the Bucks.
Concentrate. Watch it in. Don't try to run before you catch the ball. Let it slip right through his hands. Then he kicked it.
Joe Glanton was the one who recovered it for the Cardinals. 1st and 10 for the Cards now.
Ooh.
Oh, fumble.
Oh, was he hit? Oh, was he hit?
Beecher has the football.
I'm going to tell you something. That was one huge hit. Hopefully Monty Travis is all right, but
wow.
I tell you, he did take a shot.
Rodney Alexander was the one who recovered the football for the Buccaneers, and we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Well, there's a situation where the play just did not even start to develop yet. It was great penetration, great quickness, and point of contact was ouch.
That's about the 4th or 5th time, Gene, that Davison has been right in there, and their quickness has become a factor early on, as they're just right in there right when the halfback or fullback gets the football, and that time, that was a big-time hit.
Well, it was a big-time hit on a big-time player, and it could have an effect the rest of this game. Hopefully he can get up and come back, but believe me, if he does come back into the game, he's going to be thinking about that shot when he's running that offense. All right.
That was Andy Torok, the injured Cardinal, and that's always a good sight to see him walk off under his own power, and I bet you he'll be back into this football game very soon.
Here I thought it was Monty Travers down. Good to see him walk off, though. Good job. He's going to be back.
So after the Davison turnover now, the Buccaneers have it. And the ball is spotted now from their own 22-yard line. Back to throw is Rogers, and he guns it way downfield.
Whoa.
And incomplete. And he had his receiver that time, and that was right on the hands, intended for B.J. McCow, and those two are going to hook up an awful lot tonight if they try. And that one was there, Gene, and he just didn't come up with it.
Well, it sure was, and that shows you that strong arm from Rogers. But what's happening here, Pat, they're softening those corners up. I mean, that's this is all a game plan. Just go deep on these corners. Let's get them pedaling back as we're trying to run at them here now. So, you know, they're softening the corners. Now they'll play their corner game, the option game, and the quick pitch.
In motion, Dudley. Back to throw Rogers again. He just strings it out, and this time it's intercepted by Davison.
He's got a lot of room.
And he's got room. That's number 11, Tiller.
Ooh.
And he took a big hit there, but he puts the hands up in the air, and the Beecher Buccaneers turn it over. Joe Tiller, the strong safety, the junior, 5'11", 160, has the interception.
Tiller did a nice job that time. Kept his concentration there. The ball was very poorly thrown. In fact, he just threw it up for grabs out there. Not a good decision. But the defensive backs did not go for any of the fakes. They held their ground.
Cards break out of the huddle quickly. In motion, Glanton, 1st and 10. Huffman at the 27. Beecher, Huffman the ball carrier, and gets it down to about the 25 for a 2-yard gain.
Like I've talked about before, though, the best defense is keep your offense out there on the field. Davison's probably the best in the conference at doing that.
Linebacker Kevin Whitlow on the stop. Gain just over a yard on that carry, so it'll bring up 2nd and 9. Ball just on the outside of the 25-yard line. Back to throw is Travis. Over the middle, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Joe Glanton, 6'2", 190 senior, a big target. But he kind of threw a flutter up there, Gene, and that one really didn't have any chance. Good coverage, though, by that Beecher secondary.
Yeah, actually, almost looked like he was throwing the ball away, and if he was, that was a wise decision because there wasn't anyone there. The defense was good, and they had the coverage there. But, again, I like to see Davison, those quick outs, there's 10, 15-yard outs, and quick posts where Travis can get back there, stand tall, and just throw the ball in there hard.
Back to throw on 3rd and 9, and there's the pass, Gene, that you like so well. Pass completed, Travis to number 83, Austin Philo. It's going to be short of a 1st down, but a nice pickup.
Well, they do that so well. I mean, they mix that quick hit passes like that with Travis' strong arm with that running game, and they're a darn good offense.
It's about a 7-yard completion. 4th and 2, and the Cardinals are going to go for it. Ball right on the Buccaneer 20-yard line. And a pitch out to number 20 of the Cards, Trent McFeeters. And they have a first down. That was a well-designed play for the Cards, and it worked very effectively.
Good blocking. Lineman got out there in a hurry and did a nice job.
Gain of 4 yards on the run by McFeeters, so the ball is at the Buccaneer 16-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. 1:37 to go now in the first quarter. Beecher on top 6-0, but Davison is now knocking on the door. Pitch out to Huffman.
Get out there. Good block,
Huffman,
good run.
He knocked over one Buccaneer and got it inside the 15-yard line to about the 14. And he knocked over Isaac Miller, but Isaac was able to take him down. That was 5'10", 180 going against about 5'7", 160.
Key to that play was the pulling guard number 64, Noblet, doing a nice job getting out there and picking up a man to block.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 at the Beecher 14. Pitch out to McFeeters, and he doesn't get much. We got a late flag flying in, though. Let's see what that's all about.
It is in the hole of the clip area right in there, Pat.
Dudley on the stop for the Buccaneers.
Boy, Beecher comes up quick and hard. I'm impressed with the quickness of their defense.
Well, they had a good-looking defensive back. You may remember the name Ernest Sanders. He's now at Michigan.
You bet.
And he was a great player coming out of that Beecher secondary. 3-year letterman at least for the Bucks, and he could play. And a lot of these players now in the secondary for the Bucks look to be following in his footsteps. These guys are hustling and making some good plays. It was a hold against Davison, Gene, so you hit that one right on the nose. So that'll send it back now.
Well, this possession is so important for Davison, though. They have to sustain this drive and get the ball in the end zone, I feel. I mean, I think this is a very important part of the game right now.
Ball placed inside the Buck 25, second. Now in a long 18, and out of the gun they go. Travis to throw over the middle. Flags fly, intercepted by the Bucks, but I think it's going to be pass interference. Whistled against Beecher.
And it was a good call. That was a good call. You saw him line up in the shotgun formation for the first time tonight. And again, utilizing Travis' strong arm, throwing the ball with some zip in there.
It was Rodney Alexander who came up with the interception, but he pushed that Davison receiver out of the way to get the football.
Well, he did. You're right, Pat. He did push him initially at the first part of that as he followed through to get the football. That wasn't the interference part. It was the initial push that he had there. I mean, it was a unanimous call. We saw 3 flags out there, didn't we?
So the pass interference penalty will now place the football at the Buccaneer 12-yard line. And it will be a first down. 19 seconds to go in the first. In motion, Huffman. LeQuay, the ball carrier. McQuay gets it inside the 10 to about the 9, and Daniel Johnson on the stop for the Bucks, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of play here on the Comcast Cable Game of the Week. And after one quarter, Beecher leads it 6-0 over the Davison Cardinals. But Gene, Davison now has mounted a nice drive, and they're really knocking on the door here, and it wouldn't surprise me if they score here in the next couple of plays.
No, this is Davison football. This is how Davison plays football. Keep the ball, keep the offense out there, pound it, utilize a good blocking up front, good quarterback. I'm going to tell you something. Beecher's made a couple mistakes, and like we talk about so many times, we have already talked about tonight. You cannot make those mistakes in big games like this. They're going to cost you. You know, the fumbled punt, the interference call. So
we apologize to the folks at home. We're having some technical difficulties with our color, so bear with us. We're trying to get that sorted out. As now it looks to be about set for you. So enjoy the ball game now in the bright, beautiful colors here on Comcast.
You know, Pat, as I was looking at the monitor as you were saying that, I was going to say, wait a minute, Pat, it looks pretty good to me.
We're all set to go now. It's 12 minutes now put back on the clock. Start this second quarter. In motion, Huffman. Pitch out to Allen. And Allen is going to be tackled down for a big loss.
Great quickness at the nose guard by Miller again, Isaac Miller. Using that safety at the nose, out-quicking the bigger centers and guards of Davison.
Miller, senior, 5'7", 160. And that's just true quickness there, Gene. He just looks like nobody saw him.
They may not have. He's so small out there. They may have snuck right by him.
Third down and 15.
Man coverage.
The 17
Take
of
advantage
Beecher,
of it. Oh.
and incomplete. Travis trying to hook up with the receiver.
Well, they had man coverage. They had the right play called, and it was just overthrown a little bit. A lot of pressure on Travis.
Yeah, Beecher was in there rather quickly, putting a lot of pressure on him. Oshima was the intended receiver, and Dudley on the coverage. So now it brings up a big fourth down here, Gene. 4th and 15.
As we see Torque come back into the ball game, that's good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Take a shot like he did and get up, and now he's back in the game. Paybacks, he said. My turn.
Yep. So here we go.
Big down.
Huffman the lone setback. Travis is going to throw it.
Man coverage
Over the
again
middle.
up top. Oh.
And I don't know. Incomplete. One official was reaching for his flag. I think it was the back judge. Had it out of his pants and then put it right back in. So the Bucks get a break as the incomplete pass and the Cards turn it over on downs. And Reginald Allen, the man who was covering the Davison receiver, is very lucky.
It was close, Pat. Obviously it was a good play. There was no flag on it. It was a good play, and he gave him a little bit and used his quickness to come around and slap the ball away.
So the Bucks now 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. Rogers on the keeper, tried to pitch it on the option, and Jerome Taylor was the one who was supposed to catch the pitch and didn't, and it rolled out of bounds. Rolled out of bounds at the 19-yard line, so it's a 2-yard pickup the unconventional way. So it'll bring up 2nd and 8 for Beecher.
Well, we'll see if Beecher goes to what they do best, that option football. Mm-hmm. Try to break contain on the corners.
Two wideouts to the left of Rogers. Out of the I formation they go. And this time the ball carrier, the tailback for the Bucks, I believe that was Rico Randall. Correction, it was Terrence Woods, the junior.
But McFeeters did a nice job.
Yeah, he did. McFeeters was the one who made the stop.
Yep. Staying right in there and making the good hit.
Gain of 2 by Woods, 3rd and 6. From their own 21, Rogers to throw over the middle and tipped and incomplete. Trent McFeeters knocking the football down, and it forces the Buccaneers to punt it away.
Rogers forcing the football now. He's going back and just keeping his eye on the one receiver and trying to force it in there, and you can't get away with that at this level here. What I like to see when you have an athlete like Rogers, and we know he can do it, use him on some play-action rollout passes, bring him to the outside, put pressure on that corner, make that corner commit. If it's a soft corner, keep the ball and run it. Uh-oh.
Low snap,
There's still
Rogers
time.
Picks it up, and he can't get it away.
Bad mistake.
He could not get it away, and the Davison Cardinals get a huge break. They've got it well in the Buccaneer territory on the botch snap. Woods was the first one to get in there, the defensive end.
Now this is a sudden change situation that I've talked about over the years, and this is where a situation where Davison must score. They must take the ball in for a touchdown.
Ball recovered at the 7. First and goal for the Cards. Out of the bone. Huffman, the ball carrier, and gains about 1, if that. Let's look at the replay now here of the mishap here on the punt.
It's just a poor snap. He just couldn't grab it. Looks like he may have had some time, and he did try to kick it away there. Probably not the best decision that he's made over his career, but
great angle at the end of that play from our field level camera. Nice job by the crew on that one. Gain of 2 by Huffman. Second and goal now at the Beecher 5-yard line. Travis gives it to Allen. Touchdown, Davison.
Whew.
That'll get the Cardinal faithful on their feet.
Well, they did what they had to do. You get the ball down there, the offense must punch it in, and they did a nice job there with some good blocking.
That was just an awesome hold, Gene. Look at the replay after the point after attempt. Hold by Travis. Torak, the kick, and it's good. And at 9:08 of the second quarter, well, it is no good. And I supposedly have the best seat in the house, and I missed that one. Here's the replay. Here we go.
Let's watch the blocking on the right side of Davison's line here. Just blowing the defenders. Of course, they caught him in a stunt. Outside linebacker was stunning down, go way inside. I think I could make it through that hole. Maybe not. Maybe not.
You better than me.
I'd see the hole and not be able to get to it, wouldn't I, Pat? There it is. Oh, it closed.
Well, game tied at 6. I stand corrected. The point after was missed. But anyways, big break.
Look at the crowd. Look at the size of this crowd tonight.
It's great.
Isn't that outstanding?
This is what it's all about, the whole community coming out, supporting their high school football team.
Now I think Beecher has to get back to the basics here. They came out with a fling in that first quarter, and Davison put a stop to that as they loosened up, dropped their backs back. They got to come on and just pound the football, run that option like they do so well.
And the ball rolls out of bounds on the Davison kickoff, and that's, of course, a penalty. So let's see what Beecher decides to do here. Nice decision by Randy Booz to let that football go out of bounds. He was standing right on top of it. As Beecher decides to make Beecher kick it or make Davison kick it over. And a lot of times at the high school level, that's usually the best decision. So we'll move it back 5 yards, and Torak will kick it off from the 35-yard line. Reginald Allen, the deep man, back there with James Stewart and Randy Booz. End over end, taken by Booz. Booz loses his footing and doesn't get much.
That's just great coverage. That's
Real
great
nice job
coverage
by
right
Davison
there. Yep.
getting
Good
down
hustle.
there.
Good hustle getting to the ball.
This Cardinal team is fired up, and they're showing it. Things have turned their way in a hurry now as the game is tied at 6. Beecher will start from their own 26. Rico Randall, the ball carrier.
Good read by Rogers to give that football.
Greg Evans on the stop. Rico, a 5-yard gain, and gets it to about the 32-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Bucks. Two receivers split to the left out of the eye, and this time the pitch, but we got flags. Nice gain, but I think it might have been movement against Beecher.
Mistake, 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 mistake. It's really hurting Beecher right now.
Let's see what the verdict is, as the official is talking things over with the Davison captain, so it's obviously going to go against the Bucks.
And then that was tangled for about a good, 20, 30 seconds, and then he untangled it.
You call it, Pat.
Motion, maybe?
Motion, okay, all right.
Help from our team in the truck, 2 players in motion. 5-yard penalty, so it's back to the original line of scrimmage will start, 2nd and 10. Beecher, 26. Rogers to throw. Throws and just guns it out. And incomplete. Wow, that was almost caught by Reginald Allen. He made a super effort and nearly came up with it.
You're right, Pat. That was an outstanding effort. I thought the ball was just thrown wildly. I mean,